Okay, I'm on to the next slide. If you can't see it, let me know. But here are the caveats. Laws are changing every day by municipality. So some of the thoughts and ideas that I'm going to offer may or may not be legal where you are. So the caveat is follow the law wherever you happen to be, wherever you may be. I don't have all the answers. Nobody has all the answers. These are unprecedented times. I have some insights and some thoughts, and we're going to have plenty of time for Q&A afterward. So I know there's a text chat bot in the right-hand side. Put your questions in there, and then when we're done with the presentation, we'll dive in. We'll leave lots of time for Q&A. Now's not the time for politics. I don't want to get into anything political. That's not what's going on here. We're just trying to all get through this. How do we share ideas to be able to do that? And I'm in the same boat. As you might imagine, because I work with retailers and restaurants who are crippled right now, that means my income has been affected. So this is not ivory tower management. This is not speaking from a stage. This is me and you and small business owners figuring it out together. Here's what I do know. Back to normal isn't an option. I know it's easy to think. We want to think. We want to think, oh my gosh, it was so good, or at least it was good enough. You know, recently, if we can just get back to that, if we can just have those 10,000 footfalls a month, that'd be awesome. Let's get back to that. Unfortunately, things are changing. Behaviors are going to change forever. It's not unlike 9/11, where 9/11 really changed travel forever. This whole thing, you know, think BC and AD. This whole crisis, this whole COVID-19 is really going to change a lot. Back to normal isn't going to be an option. It's got to be forward to something better. We have to figure out what that forward to something better is. I don't have the answer. I have ideas, I have thoughts, but you're going to have to figure that out for your business and your sector, what your new normal is. What is the new opportunity that we're going to move into? There are behavioral changes coming. Again, we're in the midst of it right now. What do they say when you're driving through hell? Just keep going. We're in the midst of it. So we don't know exactly what everything's going to look like on the other side, but behavioral changes are going to come. And one of the things that's going to happen from this is good corporate citizens will be celebrated moving forward. It's no longer going to be about all about the dollar and all about squeezing every penny from every customer. It's how do they treat people? How are they treating their people? How are they treating their customers? Are they sending out a form email just like everybody else and just having legalese on there? Or are they being human in what they do? Are they giving back? Are they trying to do something with their employees and pay them a little bit of severance or get them engaged in a different way? That is going to be really valuable for consumers moving forward, because we have all felt the pain. Everybody feels the pain right now. Nobody's not feeling the pain. And because of that, we all have empathy, and we're all going to want to celebrate those that are showing empathy. The nature of a virus is it's invisible. So people are going to crave the tangible. And what do I mean by that? I think they're going to crave those things that have meaning in their lives, that they can get their head around. Anything that is small print in whatever you do, whatever sector you're in. If there's small print or you're hiding things, that's not the way to go, because anything perceived as invisible or hidden will be lumped into that virus category, and we don't want that to happen. So people are going to crave the tangible, the easy, the simple, one-page contracts, more handshakey type things, unintended. A fair exchange will be expected, and this is where it gets back to the Main Street idea. Back to the handshake deals, back to good old-fashioned commerce. A value exchange, and a good fair exchange will be expected, and not taking advantage of one party or the other, or deception. All those things are going to crumble. And for those that don't don't follow that, they're gonna suffer in the new economy, whatever that looks like. So we're gonna talk about a few things. One is rally your tribe, and that tribe is your employee. Heck, it could be your family. It could be your employees. It could be your closest customers. This is the time to get closer with those people, to embrace your best customers, embrace your employees. I know it's easy to just say furlough and layoffs. I know you have to do what you have to do. I get it. But whatever we can do to rally people, this is not going to last forever. We're going to all come back. How do we come back and be a family together? Do whatever you need to do to rally your tribes. Create revenue opportunities. And the key word here is create, right? This is where we have to be creative. We have to really look at everything. The good thing about the timing of this is technology has really caught up, right? So we've got some really good tech tools, including the one we're using here. And, to leverage technology to bridge the gap between online and offline, bricks and mortar and websites, delivery, mobile apps, texting. Texting is a huge underwhelming or underused thing right now. And we're going to get into a couple ideas of how you can leverage text in your business. But number 3, so here's the thing. This is not natural. This is not natural, but there is some downtime. I know we're busy kind of rearranging things and looking at supply chain. I know that. We're busy. I get that. But here's the thing. The playing field has evened right now. Big business, small business, all the sectors. So many sectors are paralyzed. Many aren't even allowed to operate. Everybody's on a timeout. So what are we going to do at that time? Let's say it's 30 days before we get back to some sort of daily operating cadence. Take those 30 days and really get your conference calls, get your video conferences going with your best people. Get the whiteboard out. Start to write your company charter. Do the things that you never had the time to do because you were so busy with your daily lives. Now's the time to reinvent your business, and I'm going to give you kind of 3 categories of how to do that. All right, let's get to one idea. So, restaurants. Again, small restaurants, independent shops. Here's an idea. And I've had this idea before, and it was a ghost kitchen concept, but I thought now is the time to bring it to light and see if somebody can use it. So what if, getting back to your tribe, say you've got 300 people and you're a restaurant, 300 regulars that come in once, twice a month at least. Reach out to them, get their permission to text them. There are plenty of texting-based tools out there. You don't have to just, use the 10 things on your text from your regular phone. There are texting tools out there like Textedly, Textely is one, but there's a bunch of them. To be able to get people's phone numbers in a texting platform, get text permission from your tribe, say it's 200 or 300 of your regulars. Create a limited menu per day. Many are doing family meals. I know supply chains are interrupted right now, so you may not be able to get all of the meats and everything else that you're looking for, but create a limited menu. Maybe it's even one thing. Maybe it's pulled pork Tuesdays. And create family meals. Every day at 3:30 or whenever, text your group, text your tribe and say, hey, we have 34 family meals of 4 each that are available today. Would you like one? Would you like, 4? Would you like 6? Whatever it is. Figure out what those things are. Text them. There's FOMO working here. So for those of you that don't know what FOMO is, it's fear of missing out. So if they know at 3:30 there's 38 left or 16 left or 8 left, they're going to want to say, all right, we haven't planned dinner tonight. This is a good opportunity for us to do that. And then do a pickup and delivery schedule. I know there's curbside pickup, again, whatever your municipality allows. Curbside pickup, delivery schedule, I know there's the Grubhubs of the world and the Uber Eats of the world, and those are fine. But if this were my restaurant, I'd want to own the delivery. And I know there's also insurance with that, right? You can't just have all your employees driving all over creation, dropping off stuff. But if you had a delivery schedule, and when somebody says, all right, great, I'll take 4, then say, all right, do you want the 5:30 or the 6 o'clock delivery? Don't ask them, you tell them. You tell them. And it's just a good way to get in a good cadence and own that tribe, own your neighborhood, own your two square mile radius of around your restaurant. And if they are big fans of yours and they have patronized your place in the past and you're nice to them and you add a little bit of extra in that bag when it's delivered, it's a great way to come out of this with even more close ties to this tribe. Some other ideas that are happening from a restaurant perspective. New York City restaurant 232, Bleecker, is selling dinner bonds, which is just fascinating. There's a whole new vernacular that's coming to be due to this virus crisis. Invest $75 now, and it's worth $100 when it reopens. It keeps them going. It gets them some revenue. It gets their employees some much needed revenue. But it's a great way, good creative way to keep money coming in. But there's also something in it for the customer. So again, every municipality is different. A lot of places have done this now, where you can deliver alcoholic beverages with food purchases to customers. And all of a sudden, margaritas were trending. So, because I'm not sure if you all know who Alinea is, but Alinea is a 3-star Michelin restaurant in Chicago. And they've sold $5,600 worth of margarita kits. Who knew? Who knew a 3-star Michelin restaurant would make money from selling margarita kits? And on the right side, you see pre-mixed margaritas for $25, and you get a complimentary roll of toilet paper with purchase. I mean, it's funny, but it's true. I mean, you kind of have to laugh at some of these things. But it said it was pretty insightful. He said it's starting to feel like there are really no rules anymore. And this is what's great about America is being able to be agile and change, and municipalities can quickly pass laws like this, and people are resourceful and creative and figure out ways. They figure it out. And I love that about the country. One of the great things that have happened from this is the Great American Takeout. It was yesterday, and it was wildly successful. All kinds of hashtags. It was great to bring in some revenue, to remind everybody that we're out there, that curbside pickup, takeout is there, right? So I love that there's these movements out there, and it's great for restaurants. Retailers haven't forgot about you, because we've been thinking about this. And I said, all right, if this happens for restaurants, what can we do for retailers who are really suffering right now? Because there really is no curbside retail. What about shopping night in America? So we just introduced this about 45 minutes ago on Twitter. And the concept is simple. It's independent retailers, local. Take the store to the people. And let's put a date out there. Next Wednesday, April 1st, 1 week from today. Hashtag shopping night in America. 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. local time, whatever time zone that you happen to be in. This is a great way, and we're going to walk through exactly how might this work, to take the store to the people where they are. We've been kind of holed up in here, right? Call it quarantine, self-isolation, call it what you want. People are starting to really get antsy for some of the traditions and some of the habits that we've grown used to, and we want to do again. And I think by next Wednesday, people are really going to be antsy to get out there and do some things. So let's do shopping night in America. Let's get people out there. Let's talk about some really cool brands and some products in our stores and connect with them online. So let's talk about that. What does that look like? Well, let's bring the store to the people. Since they can't come to us, let's bring the store to them. Think of QVC meets Instagram Live. And this is something that you can make your own, right? So this is not a formal thing. It's just something that we're suggesting and we're putting out there for the industry. And I think people are going to like it because they've missed coming in and feeling the products and tasting the products and the sensory experience that humans have always loved about the shopping experience and always will love about the shopping experience. That's why brick and mortar will never die. There will always be brick and mortar because the social aspect, the sensory aspect of shopping, this is a way to bridge that gap. Give them a feeling that they're inside your store. And let's see how we can do that. So fire up your Instagram Live, your Facebook Live, your YouTube Live, FaceTime, whatever it is. You know, think personal shopping and FaceTime. Tell your story, the story of a handful of products. What makes you special? What makes your retailer special? What makes the products that you sell special? And just tell that story on video. And do it live. Do it live because there's something about live. If you did record it and you did, post-production, you do editing and you put out a nice little packaged video, that's nice. But when it's live, it's live. And when you tell people that it's happening right now and you can converse and people are putting things in the notes of Facebook Live and you or somebody from your team is responding in real time, this is fun, it's exciting, this is connection, this is what people want. So that's where you got to create these conversations, do some demos, do a catwalk. If you're in the apparel business, do a catwalk, have some models come down and, let's talk about this product and this skirt, whatever it is. Give people options to purchase. I know it's not easy. Some people have e-commerce and some people don't have e-commerce. I get it. But try to create some options to purchase. You could say, put this code in. If you've got Shopify, you can figure out what that is. You can say, go to our website and click on this and purchase it and have it delivered. If you don't have e-commerce, be creative. Think of other ways to do it. Say, you know what? Give us your email and we'll send you something. Even if you don't want live video, you don't have to have live video. You can do a Twitter conversation. Put a tweet out with a picture and get feedback and put a hashtag against it. There are 1,000 ways to skin this cat. But if we dedicated as a country 2 hours next Wednesday, April 1st, 2020, to give for us consumers, us shoppers, to give these retailers, these struggling retailers, hope and an opportunity to reconnect, there's value to that, and there's value moving forward. The fewer and the scarcer the products, the better. So let's not walk into our stores and just do this with our phone and look at everything on the shelves. That's not going to do it. Narrow in, really laser in on 5, 6, 10 products. Spend 5 or 10 minutes with each product. Take a cue from QVC, what they do and how they do it. Really get into the story behind each of these products and the story of you as the retailer, and just bring it to life, man. And people will respond. If they don't purchase it, they'll like it, they'll share it. You're going to build goodwill either way. But leverage your tribe, leverage your email, leverage all the social following that you have. Get people involved. And then when they purchase, however they might purchase, have curbside pickup if possible, if it's legal and we're in your area. I don't know, sometimes it's not even legal. Offer delivery, or maybe just hold it for the future. They purchase it, they give the credit card number over the phone, whatever it is, and say, you know what, Jane, I'm gonna hold this for you. I put a little bow on it, and pick it up when you're ready. So restaurants, you're not the only one that can benefit from technology. The retailers, you can do it too. All right, so let's get into this next 30 days. All right, so if those are some ideas for retailers and restaurants and how they can, connect with their tribe and create new revenue opportunities, how do you then take the time as a leader, as an owner, as a bootstrapper, how do you then reset? Take these next 30 days to reset. And the first of three things is reset your customer experience. Again, depending on whatever sector you're in, eliminating punitive fees. You know, what's been really nice about the travel industry is they've been really gracious. Most of them have been really gracious about canceling trips, rebooking trips, not having change fees. I know Delta was great to us when we couldn't go to France. Southwest is always good. You know, eliminate punitive fees. These things are being eliminated in a short term, which is great. But how awesome would it be to carry that as a new standard operating procedure, especially for the travel companies, moving forward? Remember when bag fees were charged and Southwest held up their hand and said, "Nope, we're not going to charge for bags." They were the only one, and it became a differentiating factor. So that's good for them. Get rid of hidden or manipulative charges. You know, anything that, again, looks like it's a virus where it's invisible and it can come back to bite you. I'm telling you, subconsciously, that is going to be embedded in everybody's mind. And the minute they get wind that you're trying to hide something from them as a consumer, people have talked about transparency for a long time, but it's been lip service primarily. But really be transparent in what you do. And then be careful with automatic renewals. You know, if part of your strategy is to hide on your website how to cancel a recurring credit card charge, if that's part of your strategy, is you go to the UX department and say, all right, make it really difficult for people to cancel their recurring charges, and you know, therefore that's part of our strategy. Let's not do that. Number two is reset your employee experience. Here's the thing that really came to light is frontline workers are the new heroes. This is the gig economy, right? These are the Uber drivers and the DoorDash deliveries and the healthcare people and the supply chain people. Everybody has worth in this world, and now we're really seeing what the worth is of some of these frontline workers. And these are the new heroes. So we have to really understand and empathize with their situation, and how do we offer them benefits? If it's a gig economy and it's just contract, is there a way to treat them like family and get them something that's a little bit more toward a full-time employee? Everyone craves purpose in their work. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this, but if you've never heard of Simon Sinek, go look at Simon Sinek's TED Talk on the Golden Circle, and that'll give you everything you need to know about purpose. Purpose in your work, in your business, is critical. And if you haven't really taken the time as a leadership team to figure out what your purpose is, now's the time to do it. This is your wake-up call. Get it done. And then hire the fresh and hungry. Here's the thing. We're going to have a record unemployment. It's going to be bad, bad, bad. However, the good that's going to come of that is some people are going to leave an industry they probably shouldn't be in and find another industry they should be in. So when things come back, and they will, don't automatically default and say, all right, I need somebody with 5 years retail experience or 5 years restaurant experience, because there's going to be new people in that pool who are probably better qualified to do that job than the people that you have been hiring. So really look at the personality of the person and their heart for service. If they have that, grab them, train them on something, but grab them, because heart of service is rare these days. And if you find the people with the heart of service, your customers will love them and also love you for it. And then lastly, reset your communications approach. Having spent 25 plus years in communications, say goodbye to the meaningless press release, please. Can we put it to bed? Who reads these things? Nobody reads these things. It's a feature benefit of your new widget. Nobody cares. All right? Nobody cares. PR is about social. It's about sharing. It's about social networks. It's about things that have meaning. So, having people open a box of whatever product you sell and having authentic reactions from your customers, whatever it is, these are the things that are going to be shared. These are the things that have meaning. These are the things that, the way to get the word out. It's not writing a standard press release with a boilerplate at the bottom. It's just not. Actions speak louder than words. Everybody talks about Generation Z and their, philanthropy desire, and that's awesome. Love that. But if your idea of philanthropy is writing a moderate check every year, let's look at that. Let's look at how do we own it? How do we participate in it? How do we get our employees to participate in it? How do we, do we have a day every quarter where we all as a company go and do something and give back? These are the things that are going to have more meaning at the other end of this crisis. And then finally, treat your tribe like gold. And when I say that, again, it's family, it's your employees, it's your customers. They mean a lot to you and you mean a lot to them. Treat them as such. Really, really treat them like gold. All right, so this is the last slide. This is a little bit about my email there. So if you do want or need an email, you can reach me there. Don't forget Shopping Night in America next Wednesday, April 1st from 8 to 10 local. And that's what I have. So Scott, might now be the time to look for questions.
Yes, questions are up in the chat. So if you have a question, go to the top right-hand corner of your screen, click on the chat icon, and type your question in, please.
All right. Scott, was there anything that I did not touch on that you hoped I would or want to chat about at all?
No, I think you've covered it well. There is a question that just came in.
Okay. Can't see it at the moment, so if you wouldn't mind reading it.
I'm muting myself, so that's why there's a lag. Sure. Here's a question. What are some best practices from an operations standpoint that retailers can take advantage of during this slow time? These could be stuff like rebidding insurance services, putting in new inventory controls, or pop-up systems.
Really good question. Thank you, Todd Evans.
No relation.
Very good question. One of the things that was trending until this crisis came to be was looking at your brick and mortar location as a website and setting up those measurement systems to help you do that. For instance, for those of you that do have websites, you can put Google Analytics in there and you can find out how many people visited, for how long did they visit, where did they click, how long did they stay, where did they click from here to here. There's now technology that enables you to do that in a brick and mortar space. Yes, there's counters, right, of how many people walked in. Okay, great. But there's all sorts of sensors. There's anonymous cameras. They don't recognize, but they're anonymous cameras that will sense how many people are there, how long do they dwell in a certain area. Same with mobile sensors. There's all kinds of ways to enable your store to be much more analytic focused and tech savvy, so that when you do open those doors again, you will have tested out some of this technology, and we can help you with that if you want to talk about that. I'm happy to chat. But no, that's a great point. As far as insurance services and things like that, that's not my bailiwick, so I wouldn't want to talk about that. POP systems. If you haven't addressed your POP system in a while, now's a good time. They're easier, they're more efficient, they're tablet based. Yes, if you have been thinking about, you know what, we've got this antiquated system, it probably needs updating, now's a good time to start doing demos and figuring out what you want to do. Any other questions? Well, Scott, if there's nothing else, I really appreciate the time and the opportunity. And if anybody else wants to get a hold of me, it's ed@highstreetx.com.
We
And
get another.
hopefully
We
we'll
get
see you guys at Shopping Night in America next Wednesday.
There's one more, Ed, that just came in.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's see. However, there's a fresh, because I was concerned you meant young. Once you explain heart of service, changes the qualifications into screen and beyond. This work may have you seen it elsewhere. So yes, fresh does not mean young. That is not what I meant by that. Once you explain heart of service, it changes the qualifications. Manager needs to screen for and look beyond. Have you seen it work elsewhere? Yeah, we're coming into a new reality. So again, here's the thing about retailers, and believe me, I know because I call on them all the time. Many of them don't want to lead; they want to follow, and that has been to their detriment. And because the technology that I'm talking about, that's able to really transform the customer experience inside brick and mortar, the tech has been here for several years now, but not many retailers are wanting to take that step and make the investment and do little pilots and do little investments and tests and things like that. And we do a ton of tests, and that's what we really encourage restaurants, QSRs, and retailers to experiment with some things and try out a couple of different technologies in 1 or 2 or 3 test stores. And your managers and the people that are usually busy doing their thing right now is a good opportunity to go and kick the tires on some of this technology and some of these opportunities to enhance the experience, because there's a lot out there, and being able to kind of figure out and winnow down the ones that are meaningful for you and your customers is a challenge. And we, being an unbiased third party, have always kind of prided ourselves in that. We're not married to any specific technology or provider. So, being able to really understand the landscape of what's out there and how to disseminate it is important these days. And yes, heart of service is critical. All right, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Well, I have a question, Ed.
Yeah.
Can you give an example of the way people are using social media in a way that's new and fresh, that in the restaurant and retail business, something that's just come on the scene like the margarita kits? But can you give another example?
Yeah, and I think the next thing is social commerce, and it is happening now. If you look at the statistics of how people are shopping, are using e-commerce, for instance, it's now mobile. It's mobile first. It's the majority of people when they're visiting your website is on a mobile device rather than a desktop or a laptop. So really looking at the social aspect of things, go to where the people are. People are spending their time on social networks, be it Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. Those are the places where your consumers are hanging out. How do you build a following there? How do you get noticed there? Eventually, it'll be really simple and easy to do commerce based on those. There is commerce baked into Facebook and to Instagram. It's coming, and I think people get more used to tapping on something and pressing a button, and boom, it's there in 24 hours and delivered to their home. So I'd say from a trends perspective, social commerce is a biggie. And what that means, if you don't have a really good, strong following on any of those platforms I just mentioned, or if you don't have presence on those platforms, now is the time to do it. Set those things up. Start, even if you have 10 followers, 1 follower, whatever, start creating content, start getting out there, telling your story, connecting with people. This is about connection. This is not about, some fancy looking image on Instagram. This is about connecting and human stories and real user-generated content. However that looks for you and your brand, do that and start that now.
Are there any more questions? Well, if not, Ed, we want to thank you for providing this content for us. And we're going to be posting this video on the Chamber's Together for FOCO website. It takes a little while to get this much video downloaded and then back uploaded to a particular site, but just bear with us. Maybe sometime later this evening or first thing in the morning, we will have it up.
Great. Thanks. Hang in there, everybody.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining us. Be on the lookout for more seminars. We're trying to do for you everything that we can. God bless. Thanks, Ed. Bye-bye.
Thank you.